Hello everybody and welcome to the course Java Concurrency and Multithreading in Practice. My name is Tanya Fisenko and I'm the author of this course. I've been using Java professionally for over 15 years. I worked in 4 countries and was fortunate to do business with people from almost all continents in corporate, semi-public, and startup environments. I authored a packed course about new features in Java 11 and 12 and presented at several conferences. This course consists of 5 sections. The first section, called Running Tasks in Parallel, teaches how to create a parallel program with the fork-join framework. We create a first parallel program in the very first video of this section. This part is all about tasks, creating tasks, joining the results of several tasks, and even exception handling in a task. The second section is about executing functions in parallel with parallel streams and futures. It dives into a more granular level with parallelizing stream processing and function execution. In this section, we are working with the future result of a submitted task. To do it, we learn the core interfaces such as runnable, callable, and future. This section also shows how to work with parallel streams. The third section covers recently introduced reactive streams. It focuses on the popular publish-subscribe approach provided by the new Java Flow API. Here, each video concentrates on a major component: subscriber, publisher, or processor. Section 4 is about threads and locks. It teaches how to manage shared resources with synchronization and locks. It describes all the essential primitives of the concurrent programming, such as thread and its lifecycle, locks, used to protect shared data, and the wait and notify operations, used to coordinate threads. The last part is about Threadsafe data structures. Delegating thread safety to already existing data structures simplifies the code and life. Java provides a variety of thread-safe data structures, such as atomic types or blocking queues. This section zooms in on these data types to make it easier for you to choose the right class. I assume that you are already comfortable with Java. Also, I recommend having Java 9 to follow the code examples. I'm using Java 12, but Java 9 would work in most cases too. So, why this course? Maybe you already tried learning multithreading, but found it too boring or too complicated. I'm an avid learner, and I know how to learn and how to teach in the most efficient manner. A typical video in this course starts with a visual explanation of the concept, followed by a demo to give you all necessary practical skills, and finishes with a visual summary, usually diagrams, to better retain information. As you just saw in the course overview, it covers all major multithreading concepts. Multi-core processors are everywhere, from supercomputers to mobile devices right in your pocket. That's why a modern developer must know how to leverage the power of multithreading. By the end, you will have the knowledge and practical skills to use concurrency in Java, which will allow you to increase performance and responsiveness of your applications. And yes, this course covers the latest concurrency enhancements in Java, including Java 11, so you will get the freshest material. I'm super excited to be your instructor for this course. Now, let's get started.